CULÉs. Are you ready for what's about to happen at the Camp Nou? Because I can assure you, the news we're bringing will shake the very foundations of Barcelonismo worldwide. We're talking about Nico Williams making a triumphant return, Héctor possibly packing his bags, Ronaldinho leaving us speechless with what he said about Lamine Yamal, and a contract renewal that changes everything for Barca's future. 4 stories that will shape the future direction of FC Barcelona for years to come. And believe me, at least one of these is going to leave you stunned. Because when Ronaldinho speaks, the whole world listens. When Barca makes a move in the transfer market, the footballing world trembles. And when Flick defines his project, well, you'll see why this is historic. So if you're a true CULÉ, hit that like button, turn on notifications, because things are getting really interesting. And stick with me for the next few minutes that will change the way you see our beloved Barca. The triumphant return of Nico Williams. The first bombshell comes straight from Bilbao. And trust me, it's going to turn everything we thought about the upcoming transfer window upside down. Nico Williams is back on FC Barcelona's radar, and this time, the circumstances are completely different. Let's remember the context. Just a few months ago, it looked like the athletic club winger had disappeared from Barca's plans. Talks had cooled, other names had taken the spotlight, and many of us thought that chapter was closed. But in football, everything can change in the blink of an eye. Barca's current attacking setup is crystal clear. We've got Lewandowski proving that age is just a number, Rafinha in top form, Ferran Torres fighting for his place, and our young phenom Lamine Yamal dazzling as only he can. But the technical staff has a clear vision. One more piece is still missing from the puzzle, and this isn't about indulgence. It's about strategic necessity. A long season filled with multiple competitions requires a deep and competitive squad. That's where the brilliance of sporting planning comes into play. Some big names were being considered. Luis Diaz, the Colombian who makes us dream every time he touches the ball. Gyökeres, the Swedish striker breaking records. And Alexander Isak, who already showed in La Liga what he's capable of. 3 world-class players. 3 signings that would fuel all sorts of title dreams. But then reality hits like a bucket of cold water. All of them cost over $100 million. Astronomical figures that crash head-on into our financial fair play restrictions. As painful as it is to admit, it's simply out of our reach for now. And then, just like in the best movies, an unexpected protagonist emerges. Nico Williams is back in the frame, and he brings a key advantage, a release clause of $60 million. Not a small sum, but compared to the numbers we were dealing with, it's a bargain. Think about it. A young winger with La Liga experience, a full Spanish international, comfortable on both flanks, and hungry for success. His profile fits Flick's style like a glove. Pace, dribbling, verticality, and the kind of one-on-one impact we've sorely missed at times this season. But what's most important is that Nico understands what it means to wear a shirt with history. He showed it in the Euros. He's showing it at Athletic, and I'm convinced he would show it in the Blaugrana colors too. It won't be an easy operation. The club must balance the books, free up wages, and convince the player that Camp Nou is his future. But talks have already begun, and behind the scenes at Spotify Camp Nou, there's cautious optimism. Lamine Yamal, by the way, isn't hiding his excitement. He knows that having Nico alongside him would elevate the entire attack line. 2 young Spanish talents sharing the wing, creating magic, writing the next golden chapter of our club. Héctor and the Masia dilemma now. We turn to a situation that truly pains the heart of any CULÉ. The possible departure of Héctor. Because when a La Masia graduate has to contemplate his future away from Camp Nou, something isn't working as it should. Fort embodies everything we love about our academy. 18 years old, pure talent, a winning mentality, and that special bond with the jersey that only those raised in the Ciutat Esportiva can truly understand. But modern football is relentless, and sometimes talent alone isn't enough if opportunities don't come. This season has been spectacular for the first team. Supercopa, Copa del Rey, La Liga, a treble that's brought back our smiles and belief. Hansi Flick has proven to be the manager we need, but every coin has 2 sides. The first team's success has limited chances for young talents. Fort is in that tricky limbo. Too good for the B team, but without a guaranteed place in the senior squad. The competition at right back is intense, and playing time is what a player his age needs most. This isn't about eternal patience, it's about professional development. At 18, every match is crucial for growth, and that's where PSV Eindhoven enters the picture. The Dutch club has their eye on our young fullback, and it's no coincidence. PSV has a brilliant track record of developing young talent, and their league is ideal for someone like Fort to complete his formation. Competitive, but without the crushing pressure of the biggest stages. Initial talks have already started. Discreet conversations, evaluations of terms, exploration of various contractual formulas. PSV doesn't just want a basic loan. They're looking for an arrangement that guarantees continuity. And Fort, on his end, needs assurances that he'll play. The situation is emotionally complicated. On one hand, no one wants to see a La Masia gem. Each departure hurts. Every player who leaves takes a piece of our soul. But on the other hand, we have to be honest. If we can't give him the chances he deserves, the fairest thing is to let him find them elsewhere. The key factor will be the player's own stance. Fort loves Barca. There's no doubt about that. But he's also aware that his career can't wait forever. At 18, 2 seasons without regular minutes can be the difference between becoming a star or remaining just a promise. Flick has publicly expressed his confidence in Fort, but words must translate into action. The German manager now faces a tough decision. Bet on youth at the expense of experience, or maintain a consolidated squad, risk losing a homegrown jewel. The board, for its part, is evaluating all possible scenarios. A loan with a buyback clause, a sale with a first refusal option, or even a renewed contract with guaranteed minutes. months. Everything is on the table, but time is running out. PSV isn't the only club interested. Other European teams are closely monitoring the situation, aware that Fort could be one of those signings that multiply tenfold in value within a few years. The pressure is mounting, and the coming weeks will be decisive. Ronaldinho crowns Lamine Yamal. Now we arrive at the most emotional moment of the script, because when a legend like Ronaldinho speaks, the football world stops to listen, and what he said about Lamine Yamal will go down in history. Messi and I already made history. Now it's Lamine Yamal's turn. These words, spoken by the Brazilian wizard, perfectly summarize what every CULÉ feels when we watch our young prodigy play. It's not exaggeration, not hype. It's pure, unfiltered truth. Ronaldinho isn't just any player giving an opinion. He's the man who brought joy back to Barça during some of its darkest years, the artist who showed us that football could be poetry, and the superstar who paved the way for Messi to become the greatest of all time. When he talks about football and legacy, his words carry unmatched weight. The parallel is fascinating. Ronaldinho arrived in 2003 when Barça desperately needed a save, someone to restore hope and glamour. His smile, his magic, his impossible plays didn't just transform the team, they transformed an entire generation of fans. Then came Messi, who picked up that torch and took it to unthinkable heights. Now, in 2025, Lamine Yamal embodies that same renewed hope. At just 17, he's already won trophies, shown in Classics, dazzled in Europe. But what matters most is how he does it, with the kind of natural brilliance that only the truly chosen ones possess. He's at the level of all the great players in the world, Ronaldinho continues. So young and already playing like this, he can make history, not just once, but many times. The reference to the Ballon d'Or is unmistakable. Ronaldinho sees in Lamine the next true global football icon. The comparisons are inevitable, but Ronaldinho is wise in how he handles them. I've never liked comparisons. Everyone has their own playing style. What matters is that it brings joy to people. A wise reflection from someone who knows what it's like to live under the media spotlight and crushing expectations. What moves me most is how Ronaldinho connects the past, present, and future. He and Messi wrote golden chapters in this club's story, but they're not clinging to the spotlight. On the contrary, they celebrate the arrival of fresh blood, renewed talent, and multiplied excitement. The current moment of Lamine is truly unique. League, Cup, and Supercopa champion at just 17 years old, a key figure in the Clásicos against Madrid, an undisputed star in the Champions League, and he's achieved all of this while remaining humble and hungry to keep improving. Ronaldinho also spoke about the perfect environment Lamine has found under Flick's Barça. The team is starting to play very well, and the coach too, so let's hope they can win the Champions League again soon. The connection between team performance and individual brilliance is fundamental to the development of any rising star. The mention of the Ballon d'Or is no coincidence. With Messi and Cristiano no longer dominating the European scene, a power vacuum has opened at the top of world football. Lamine, with his meteoric rise, is emerging as one of the natural candidates to claim that throne. And having Ronaldinho's public support is a statement of intent. We hope he keeps going like this for a very, very long time, concluded the Brazilian. A footballing blessing worth more than any contract or clause. Because when a magician recognizes another magician, the magic multiplies. Barca fans have reason to dream. After years of searching for the next Messi, maybe the answer was right at home all along, growing at Masia, waiting for his moment. And that moment is now. Flick extends through 2027. The project continues, and we close with the news that will put all Barca fans at ease. Hansi Flick has renewed his contract as FC Barcelona's head coach through 2027, a decision that not only confirms the board's confidence in him, but also lays the foundation for the club's sporting project in the coming years. The announcement came this Wednesday, May 21st, and it couldn't have come at a better time. We've just wrapped up a historic season, the Supercopa, Copa del Rey, La Liga, and a Champions League semi-final. Numbers that speak for themselves, but which also conceal a much deeper transformation. Flick hasn't just brought trophies back to Camp Nou. He's transformed the mentality of a squad that had endured several difficult seasons. He's restored the confidence of a fan base that had lost hope. He's proven that Barca can compete at the highest level without betraying its footballing DNA. The extension through 2027 sends a clear message to the football world. This is a long-term project built on stability and mutual trust. In an era where coaches change like the seasons, betting on continuity is an act of faith and strategic intelligence. Joan Laporta and Deco played their cards masterfully. They knew top clubs would be circling if Flick maintained this level. Bayern Munich, his former home, the German national team, other high-spending projects. Temptations would not be lacking, but Flick chose to stay, and that speaks volumes about what he's found in Barcelona. I feel comfortable and excited to keep leading the Barca bench, said Flick. Simple words, but full of meaning. A coach of his caliber doesn't stay just for convenience. He stays because he believes in the project, because he sees growth potential, because he feels he can write his best professional chapter here. Flick's cautious approach is also he could have signed on for more years, but he chose a more manageable term. FC Barcelona needs positive results now more than ever, he acknowledges. He's aware of the pressure, the expectations, the weight that comes with managing Barca. This work ethic reveals a mature professional. He's not looking for long-term financial security. He wants immediate and sustainable results. Every renewal must be justified by sporting success. A winning mentality that fits perfectly with Barca's culture. His first season numbers are stunning. 59 matches, 43 wins, 7 draws, 9 losses, 171 goals scored, 72 conceded. But beyond the stats lies the style. A recognizable Barca, dominant, spectacular, a team that has once again captured hearts, sweeping the Clásicos also marks a turning. 4 wins over Real Madrid in a single season isn't luck, it's clear superiority. Flick has shown he knows how to read these games, that he understands the emotional significance they hold for the fans. Flick's continuity is also vital for the development of youngsters like Lamine Yamal, Pedri, Gavi, and Ford. These players need stability, trust, a medium-term project where they can grow without unnecessary disruption. Changing coaches every 2 years would be counterproductive to their development. The challenge now is the Champions League, the only blemish in an almost perfect season. Flick knows it, the board knows it, and the fans demand it. Europe remains the final exam, the seal of international legitimacy for this project. But there's a sense of optimism. The team is growing, the coach is establishing himself, the youngsters are maturing, the style of play is convincing. All the ingredients are there to conquer Europe next season. Flick's renewal through 2027 is not just sporting news, it's a declaration of intent. Barca is betting on stability, on trust, on a project that is bearing fruit, and CULÉs everywhere can sleep soundly knowing our future is in good hands. Engaging closing. And that wraps up these 4 massive updates shaping the immediate future of our beloved FC Barcelona. Nico Williams returning style, Fort at a crossroads in his career, Ronaldinho blessing Lamine Yamal as football's next king, and Flick ensuring the project's continuity 2027. 4 stories that show Barca is alive, evolving, planning, dream. Because this is more than football. It's passion, it's identity, it's the future. Now it's your turn. What do you think about the possible signing of Nico Williams? Should Fort stay or seek playing time elsewhere? Do you agree with Ronaldinho's take on Lamine? Are you reassured by Flick's renewal? Leave your opinions in the comments. I want to hear from the best fan base in the world. And if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because right here on your go-to Barca channel, we'll always bring you the latest from Camp Nou. See you in the next video, and long live Barca.